Hello class. This is the Polar Bear Expedition, made by Jordan Molina and Annabella Corral and voiced by our good AI friend Oliver. Who were the polar bears? Mainly from Michigan or Wisconsin, these soldiers had just finished training and believed they would be fighting in France. However, to their surprise, they were given Russian weapons and shipped out to a port 600 miles north of Moscow. They were told their mission was to help reopen the Eastern Front. Break in the summer of 1919, they were brought home and formed the Polar Bear Association, whose purpose was to preserve and strengthen comradeship and perpetuate the history of our expedition and the memory of our dead. Moving on, we will begin with the key events and actions within this event. To start off, in the summer 1918, AEF soldiers were given Russian weapons and sailed for Archangel, a Russian port 600 miles north of Moscow. Fighting was concentrated in Pinega, Dvina River, Vega River, Emster River, the Archangel-Vologda Railroad, and Wanaga. In April 1919, the soldiers were ordered to withdraw and leave northern Russia, ending this expedition. An interesting artifact from this event is a helmet belonging to Verney Stocking of Company I, 339th Infantry, who served northern Russia from winter 1918 to summer 1919. He hand-painted the word Russia onto his helmet. After the war, he settled and raised a family along with making a business called Park Tire. This business is still intact today and is in its fourth generation. Some interesting facts about the Polar Bear Expedition are 1. The Polar Bear Expedition took place in the Arctic region of Russia. This area would later be a major port of entry for Allied aid during WW2. 2. The Polar Bear Expedition was comprised of soldiers from the 339th Infantry Regiment. This regiment was composed of almost all Detroit-born individuals, with some coming from Wisconsin. Because of this, they were nicknamed Detroit's Own. Key figures from this event include Colonel George E. Stewart, who commanded the 339th Infantry during their expedition in Russia and was crucial in organizing the campaign, Major General William S. Graves, who was the overall commander of the AEF stationed in Siberia, which included the Polar Bear Expedition 339th Infantry and the Siberian Intervention Allied Military Force, and General Frederick Poole, who was the British Commander-in-Chief of Allied forces who captured Seltso, Plesetskaya, and an important railhead along the Dvina River. What Apush themes does this event connect to? The Polar Bear Expedition is related to 2 Apush themes: America in the world and American national identity. Starting with the first theme, America continued its process of foreign involvement, building off of American imperialism in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This mindset was a main factor in their involvement in Russian conflicts, leading to the Polar Bear Expedition itself. Moving on to the second theme, democracy and liberty have always been America's founding ideals, but the rise of communism strengthened these ideas, and a culture arose around anti-communist as seen in the first Red Scare. This national culture was a factor in sending the 339th Infantry to Russia to intervene after the Bolsheviks came to power. Finally, a significant quote from the Polar Bear Expedition was, "We finish with the bayonet." This was the motto carried by the 339th Infantry during their time on the expedition, and was a rallying cry that helped motivate them during the harsh winters.